going to switch to a Facebook question. People submitted questions to both of you. This first one, President Clinton, how does our current budget reflect our values and priorities? Where do we need to adjust? That's Terry Dungallen from Washington, D.C.
Well, we need a long-term plan to balance the budget that doesn't have so much restriction for the next 2 years that it slows the economic growth more than austerity already has. We need to, I think, I don't have any idea whether in the current climate this is fixable, but what Bill said about health care is true. And just loading people out of the public system into the private system, which is already more expensive than publicly funded health care, is not the answer. If we could figure out some way to score for 5 years a number we were going to spend and give us the opportunity first, give us 5 years to try to reform the system, and failing that, go back to the old meat cleaver approach, I think that would be important. The fundamental problem for me is that the budget spends too much money on the present and too little investment in the future. And it's all the things that Bill has found out and the great work the Gates Foundation's done on what works on education. And it's all this investment stuff. I spent $3 billion of your money to sequence the human genome. Now they're saving lives of children at the St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis for $5,000 a map. And it'll soon be $500. We spent, and by the way, we had bipartisan agreement to do that. We spent $500 million of your money to do the first federally funded research into nanotechnology. Now it's a whole new section of the economy. We have to keep spending money on the future, which includes also things that are more expensive, like modernizing the infrastructure.
I think the question about does the budget reflect our values is a very good question, because as President Clinton said, what we've done in the sequester is cut non-defense discretionary spending disproportionately. You know, what does that mean? It means we cut the NIH budget. You know, so in the face of the opportunity of the medical revolution, where others are spending more, in the face of the needs for innovations that cut these medical expense increases, we cut basic research. We cut the aid budget, where over the last decade, we have been exemplary in spending it better and making sure things like HIV medicines, that the U.S. took the lead in getting those things out there. And so unlike foreign aid, 20 years ago, that was more about who are our Cold War friends, now it's about real human values. And so certainly the sequester, I don't think reflects our values. And there really will have to be a discussion about funding the future, how much of a priority that is. Because even before the sequester, under the Budget Control Act, the Congress had said, okay, the non-discretionary is going to come down quite a bit. And understanding what did that really mean, which programs in there, some of which I think are quite important, education, research, some of those foreign aid pieces, I think those do reflect who we are as a country. And so, until we can get into the long-term piece, the mandatory piece, we're going to be moving away from what I think our unique contribution is and what our values are.